Vartika, thank you for having us.
Thank you, and you're welcome. Thank you for coming.
So, do you want to start by talking about yourself?
Definitely. So, my name is Vartika, and I'm a food entrepreneur. Originally, I'm from India, and I've been living here from 8.5 years together with my husband, and I'm just enjoying every bit of it. It's such a bliss to live in Amsterdam.
Okay. Yeah. What do you like the most about Amsterdam?
The different cultures here. You meet so many different people from different nationality, and you can bike wherever you want. It's such a small city and also diverse. I just love about it, and also like you can do whatever you want. You're particularly free to anything.
Okay. So you didn't have anything that really bothered you at first, or?
Yeah. Because I think I moved from United States, and United States was my first country after I got married in 2009. And living in United States taught me how to live in a foreign country. That time it was very difficult, but when I moved to Netherlands, I was already prepared how to make new friends, how to go out, how to mingle with other people from other cultures. So it was pretty okay for me. Okay. I just acclimatized myself with the city immediately.
Yeah. So where were you born actually?
I'm from India.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where exactly in India?
And I would say not part of India, so Delhi, you can say Delhi, but yeah. My hometown is 4 hours drive from Delhi.
Is that why you called your restaurant Delhi 6?
That's a very good question actually to ask. So when I was starting with my food business, so I was talking to my family, my mother-in-law, my husband, that what should be our name of our business. And I wanted to sell Indian street food because that's quite authentic, and you don't really get a lot of street food, Indian street food in Netherlands. So that's why my concept was a bit different, because usually you can go to the Indian restaurant, there are so many here, but they don't really sell street food.
So you're the first?
Sort of, I would say,
in the
like
market,
especially in this area. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was just talking what it should be, and then we came up with, my mother-in-law said, if you're selling the street food, then it should be Delhi 6, because Delhi 6 is an area code in Delhi, and area code for the Old Delhi. And Old Delhi is popular for street food. So that's why we came up with the name of Delhi 6, because we wanted to sell street food, and street food is popular from Old Delhi.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get the idea?
It was just a conversation with my mother-in-law during FaceTime calls. Every day we talk about something, and then we were just discussing maybe it should be a chai point or chai point with samosa or whatever, but then we thought no, Delhi 6 gives it a bigger picture. If you go to Delhi, you go to this particular area to try out all sorts of Indian street food. That's why the name really suits us.
So did you always wanted to open a restaurant, or did you have that idea in your mind for a long time, or how did it happen actually?
Yeah, actually, and I did not really have idea of restaurant, but I am a foodie, and I love to cook. I love to try different recipes. That's kind of hobby, and it gives me a lot of pleasure when I cook. So during my MBA, our marketing professor, he asked us to write the BHAG. BHAG is a big, hairy, audacious goal. So he asked us, just write down what is your BHAG. So I was like, what is BHAG? I had no idea what it is actually. Then I came up with this idea, okay, maybe I want to have an Indian restaurant in Netherlands, which gives you really Indian feel, like authentic feel, because you can go, like we have 15 Indian restaurants in this neighborhood, like small neighborhood, when you can go and try, but then you don't get the authentic feel. So I wanted to have and create the culture and the henna and other things I wrote down for the people here in the Netherlands to feel the authenticity of India.
So it started like an essay, and then it became something more concrete with time. And okay.
Yeah, like after 1.5 year after writing this BHAG, I decided maybe I should just validate my idea. Why not? It's the right time. Like I have a lot of time. I ended with my job, and then I was like, yeah, maybe I should do market research. And then I live really close to the park, and then park organized a market every first Sunday of the month, and I applied over there. And after applying over there, it took me 1 year to get the permit, because that's a very good market to be in as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And a lot of entrepreneurs are coming, and people, like more than 20,000 people visit that market. And I think I kept bothering them that I want to have my stall because I did not have any experience. So it took
Yeah.
1 year, but I think persistence paid off later on. So
Is it normal to wait over a year to get approved, or?
it depends because I was a food entrepreneur. If I would be a more creative side, then maybe I wouldn't have to wait. But there were so many food entrepreneurs already applying, and maybe they already had Indian as well. So they don't want to compete, wanted to compete with each other already over there, existing entrepreneurs. So basically, their idea is to have only one person who sells one type of food.
Okay.
So that's why I had to wait for a year. But otherwise, it's not that difficult to get in. It was just, yeah.
But it's really a special idea because I have a different background. What did you study? What did you work after school?
Yeah, totally different actually.
Tell us more about your background.
Sure. I'm a software engineer from my background, and then I worked for software companies. After that, I joined MBA, so Masters of Business Administration into General Management, and my thesis was a digital marketing strategy. I worked for several SaaS companies as well as consumer food companies, but then at the end I was like, yeah, maybe it's the right time to start. I always wanted to do something with food, and I was like, yeah, this is the right time to do it, and here I am.
So where do you actually get the clients? Where do they eat?
Where do they eat? Or
do you like do a delivery thing, or do they come and eat at your place, or how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, it's as an entrepreneur you have to hustle, right? So you have to have as many options as possible.
Yeah.
So I am going to the market. I'm also having home dinners for people. People come to my house.
So they come here actually.
Yeah, we give them really a lot of feeling here. That's why our house is a bit special.
Yes.
I organize cooking workshops as well, and I do the catering. Let's say.
So you teach. Actually.
Yeah, I teach cooking.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. So I did my first cooking workshop 2 weeks ago, which was a big hit. So currently I'm in the process of talking to different cooking schools where I can rent the place and do it on a bigger scale. And also networking with corporates so that I can do a bit more personalized trainings over there.
And the people involved in starting your company, I would say your small restaurant.
Yeah, I mean definitely. So the process wise, it was I just told you that the applying for the market stall and then really keeping my motivation there to bother them every other week. Hey, I really want a stall, and then I get it. But after that, it was I was only by myself, so. But my husband was always there. He really supported me very well. Every time when I had market, he always went with me, helped me in carrying the boxes, also finances, marketing. He even ordered the apron for Delhi 6. So he was my biggest friend, I would say, and his motivation kept me going till today, I would say. And my mother-in-law, and my sister-in-law, she designed the logo for us. So we have an in-house designer, in-house marketer, and as well as the visionary thinker. So we are a cool family, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. How do you work on the customer relationship part actually?
It is very important because in food business, word of mouth is very important. So you really have to make your customers happy and satisfied, of course. And how you can do that? You can do that by putting your 100% effort in what you're doing. So I really did that. I prepared the food for them. And sometimes, we had really good experience when there was a Japanese customer. It's a favorite story of my husband. We were both standing at the stall, and then the Japanese guy came. He's like, "Oh, you guys have rice. Oh, I'm super thankful that I could find rice finally." And then he was super happy that he could eat rice and curry with us. And there were people like, oh, I brought my wife because your chola bhatura was so yum. So I want her to try as well.
And that's how it grows actually.
It grows. Yeah. Then this guy wrote me an email. Hey, Vartika, I want to plan a surprise birthday party for my wife. Would you like to do that? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, why not? I love organizing parties. So I organized a surprise birthday party for his wife. They came to our apartment and then we decorated it.
That's nice.
And it's like you are really setting up the personal experiences for them. So personal experience is very important, especially in the food business.
So you launched this project while working on another job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it hard to try and balance between both of your jobs, your daily job, and your project at the same time?
Yeah, actually it was quite hard. At some point I got a break, like, yeah, it's too much work for me, and but I still wanted to go to work because that's also giving me a lot of energy. Food is something I really like as a hobby, but now I think it's the right time for me to go and make it a big business. And
so at some point you had to give up one of the other, right?
Yeah, you cannot be into both. You have to be in one boat if you want to save properly. So I realized that afterwards.
Now that you started on your own path, how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel great. I feel free, and I think I'm really happy, and because I'm doing what I love, and I'm also making other people happy by serving them tasty food. So I'm doing something good for the society, and bringing Indian cuisine to the Western world, which is also connecting two countries. So, when you start your business, that's the easiest thing you can do. You just have to go to the Chambers of Commerce, register your company, and you are an entrepreneur. But the real struggle starts after that. So there are days when you're really motivated, fully motivated. I want to do this, I want to achieve that. But there are days when you are not. You're feeling, no, I don't want to do this. It's too heavy, or I'm not really achieving my results. At that time, you really have to keep going. You have to keep going, and the key is that you keep going and do the right thing at that moment. So don't really lose hope, because that's what makes you keep going. And I would say, just do it. Just do it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Just do it today, because there is no tomorrow.
It's not easy to start your own project. There are risks. There are a lot of difficulties. There are challenges. So what would you say to people who would want to do the same thing, actually, but maybe are afraid to take the first step? I'd say.
So first of all, you should think that if this or that girl or guy can do it, then you can do it as well. Anyone can do it. It's the easiest thing you can do in your life. So it's like first step, you have to do that first step, and you gotta hustle as an entrepreneur. You have to try as many options as possible. Don't be afraid. Just go for it. The first step will make you to go to your last step. And actually it's not really last step, because it's a journey. It's not a destination. You just have to keep going, keep doing the right thing. You'll be there in no time. So I would say start today. Don't wait for tomorrow, because there is no tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think it's really amazing what you're doing, what you've done, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about our small community. So it's our legacy community. It's for the people who push their limits, people who want to reach their full potential, people who would go and chase their dreams, their ideas. So people like you. So we want to welcome you to our community.
Thank you.
And that's all. Thank you, Vartika, for having us.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me, actually.